welcome to That Wrestling Show, the podcast where all pro wrestling matters. I am Bill, along with Fro. And Fro, we have a busy show here lined up.
We do, because it has been a pay-per-view, as they say.
Yes, and we're going to preview a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And we've got a crap load of news to discuss here. And I mean a lot of news, like important news. The kind of news that we haven't had in a long, long time.
It could be to do with that all of a sudden things has opened up as well.
It very well could.
Yes.
But before we do, I have sad news to report.
Oh no.
This is one of the hardest things I've ever had to talk about in my life.
Oh no.
KFC's gotten rid of the potato wedges.
Oh no.
Because, you know, if you guys remember back, pardon me, from back at the end of the year when WWE did that one match at their pay-per-view where they
I do remember it.
where they had KFC and I complained that they didn't have potato wedges.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have decided to get rid of potato wedges. I don't know why. It didn't do any harm. Instead, they're bringing in French fries to KFC. Doesn't make any freaking sense.
French fries to KFC?
Mm-hmm. So, if you all don't mind, at this time, we're gonna have a 10-bell salute to the KFC potato wedges, followed by a version of Oh Danny Boy. So, 10-bell salute to the KFC potato wedges.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you, must go and I must bide.
I'm gonna make it, folks. I'm gonna make it through this show today.
We're here for you, Bill.
It's for the potato wedge, damn it. All right.
The funny thing is that here in Norway, there's not many restaurants that have potato wedges. The only restaurant that has it is Pepe's Pizza, and as their name says, they sell pizza, but they, for some strange reason, also have potato wedges.
That's actually not a bad combination.
It's really good. They are very good, and they have this like sour cream sauce with onion. Oh, so good.
Sour cream and onion.
And garlic. Loads of garlic.
Alright, well, let's get into the more serious news, now that we've gone through the heartbreak. Last night, this was reported on WWE.com, and this got everybody going crazy. This is sort of our headline, I guess, for the week.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the following that I will read from .com. In an effort to streamline our creative writing process for television, we have consolidated both teams from Raw and SmackDown into one group led by Bruce Pritchard. Paul Heyman will concentrate on his role as an in-ring performer.
Boo. Boo. This is just what I did not fucking want.
Right.
More Raw in my SmackDown. Like, at least, like, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Like, Raw is now so unwatchable that I almost don't watch the recaps.
Wow, that's saying.
Like, I'm having problems watching the recaps that are like 20 and 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. SmackDown, I actually enjoy, and there's, I think, of course, the length of it has something to do, and I think for some reason it has been at least the last, I would say almost last 2 years that SmackDown has been better than Raw, at least. And it's been very clear like that because I think it has been more, well, they have a shorter time period to cover, but it also seems like there have been better writing for SmackDown than Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And when this news is like here, I'm like, fuck it. That's the worst news I have heard in a long time.
I think here, with the Paul Heyman situation, I think what it is that in the early stages of Heyman getting control of Raw, you could see the blueprints. And there were weeks where Raw was very good. There were some good weeks. And then, over the last several weeks, Raw hasn't been up to par. Some of that, I think, happens to be because of real-life situations. Like Becky Lynch getting pregnant. You know, that's one of those things that you can't really control. You know, it's life. It is life. But the ratings haven't really helped Paul Heyman either. I mean, some of the ratings they've gotten as of late have been some of the lowest that Raw has ever had. And that doesn't help Paul. But here's the thing that Paul Heyman has attempted to do that Vince McMahon said in his first quarter meeting, if you remember a while back, it's not too long ago, that they don't have any new stars. Well, what do you think Paul Heyman has been trying to do this entire time? Try to make new stars.
Yeah, he has built up Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the one that has gotten over the most. And as far as, you know, heels go, the Zelina Vega group I thought had been going really well. And then you had Murphy and Aleister Black in the you know, supporting roles making their way. And then in the women's division, really since this pandemic began, I really feel Asuka's been the MVP on Raw. And it's shown. And it's like you get this position, you know, when you look at Raw, it's like, okay, they've got a shot here. With SmackDown, I mean, and I'm going to be spoiling what's going to happen tonight on SmackDown, which I rarely do, but I just want to mention this. If you're going to watch SmackDown tonight, part of this week's episode is going to focus on Sheamus having Jeff Hardy do a urine test to see that he is not on drugs.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And while they do have some good things on SmackDown, Mandy and Otis, which we all have been loving,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel like they've been able to capture what has been good about it. And the only reason that they've been able to stay afloat is because they're on Fox and their rating is at a subpar rating, to be perfectly honest, to where they could be okay for a little bit because they're getting the Fox money.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with Raw, they're trying all these different things. Some of these storylines are working, and some of them aren't. And now that Heyman is no longer in charge, it's going to be Bruce Pritchard, there are a lot of people who might not get the push that they were getting. Like, is Apollo Crews going to continue to have the push that he's had? Is Aleister Black, Murphy, those guys, where is that going to go? Are we going to be in a position where, with the women's division, Charlotte Flair is the face of the women's division? And that is a very scary possibility, but it could happen.
All of this makes me say, and I'm very skeptical of WWE's future right now. I have been for a while. This makes me even more unsure if I will follow the product anymore. And I'm saying a weekly thing. I like pay-per-views I will watch because I like hanging around people, but
Right.
week to week, this doesn't make me want to watch their product.
Cause like,
it has definitely the opposite effect on me.
Because, like, are we going to be in a position where, with Raw, is it going to really be Bruce Pritchard control, or are we going to be, they're saying it's Bruce, but you can tell it's Vince?
Yeah. And, I'm very skeptical to this idea, and I do think that it will make, like, one of my worst periods of wrestling, we can talk about this right now, because it fits in, is when, before the brand splits, when they had continuing storylines through Raw and SmackDown. Like, that was awful. That was one of the worst ideas they had before they had the new brand split, should I say? Like, it was just one big chunk of matches going on again and again and again and again, and it was the same matches we saw on Raw, we saw on SmackDown. Right now, where there's a brand split, I do think that the brands themselves has been actually very different, and there has been a different approach to things.
Right.
This seems like the brand split days are over, because guess what? It's the same people that are writing the same storylines. And I don't want that. I really, really don't want that.
Another thing that I wonder about that's going to get affected on Raw is their tag team division.
Yeah.
Because right now, their main feud is the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. Four talented people. They are four talented people. And right now they are doing a, can you do better than we can angle.
Right.
Where some weeks it's a hit, and other weeks it's a miss.
Right.
Like this week's, it's debatable if it was a hit or a miss.
I think it was a miss, to be honest.
How much do you want to bet the first chance they get to make Street Profits versus Viking Raiders for the tag team titles, the Viking Raiders are going to win the titles? And it's nothing against them, because they are a talented tag team. They really are. But,
I understand your point.
Yeah, but Vince likes the big guys, and they're big guys.
Yeah. That is a big problem. I mean, I think we will come in a situation where we really don't have any difference between Raw and SmackDown, and I also think we come in a situation where pay-per-views becomes less and less important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going to talk about the pay-per-view this week, and if it wasn't for other matches than the main event, I would be so uninterested, because the main event gives me absolutely zero to looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And I blame that on the writing, on not only on the wrestlers, because it contains actually one wrestler I really like in Edge, and one I hate in Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I would be more interested if it was for something like a retirement match, or one of them would be moved to the other brand. If there was kind of a stipulation where something on the line, like, this is for absolutely nothing other than that we had this match before, and when we had this match before, it wasn't that good either.
All right, how about we do this? How about, okay, because today, as of this recording, is June the 12th. We come in 2 months, which will be close to SummerSlam. Let's bring up the change in 2 months. Let's see how they are, meaning Raw, from now and about the middle of August. That'll be our short term. Then let's revisit it again. I'm gonna try to remember this one in December, when we're at 6 months.
Right.
See if it had gotten any better or any worse.
But I think you have to bring SmackDown into that, because they will also.
Yeah, we'll do that too.
Because they will be hit as well.
But I think that story is just so interesting that they would do this. And
okay.
I wonder if... pardon me. I wonder if it has to do with the ratings. Or is Vince getting to the point of where his patience has grown thin with Paul Heyman, and he trusts Bruce Pritchard. And Bruce is a good guy. I got nothing against Bruce Pritchard. But, Vince...
But this is about writing ability, not who you like.
No, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. And Bruce has been loyal to Vince for so long. He really has. Loyalties. Alright. Another big news that was reported, or that was announced this Monday, is New Japan Pro Wrestling is coming back.
It's coming home. It's coming home.
They are going to have their first show this coming Monday. It's called the Together Project Special. No matches are announced. Actually, no match will be announced until the show starts, which is a pretty good concept. they're going to do for the first few weeks no audience in attendance. Because on June 16th, they are going to start the New Japan Cup, which was supposed to have been back in March. This is an open weight tournament, so they're going to have heavyweights and junior heavyweights competing in this tournament. This is going to go from the 16th of June to the 11th of July. And then whoever wins the tournament on the 11th, the next day on the 12th at Dominion in Osaka-jo Hall will challenge Tetsuya Naito for both the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental titles. Now, what is important to note here, Fro, with the Dominion show, that is going to be, I want to say their first or second show. I think it's going to be their first, where they will have an audience for one of their shows. However, they will only have a third of the capacity in the arena for that show. So, I'm going to ask you, right off the bat, are you more than fine with them going through an empty arena show for a few weeks, and then do you like the construction idea of them doing a third of the arena for their first big show in July?
Sure.
Because I haven't really heard much as of late about Japan. Like, I know they've lifted their state of emergency.
Their numbers have been pretty low.
Yeah.
It's an island, so that helps.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I think we had said this. If we haven't, we'll say it here. Any of the foreign wrestlers, you know, like people from Australia or America that decide to come back to New Japan, they are going to be quarantined for 2 weeks before they get any competition, any action. But this is something that a lot of people have been waiting for since, you know, we started this whole pandemic, is when was New Japan going to come back? Because they missed over 50 shows in total because of this. And obviously there's nothing wrong with that. They did the right thing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You're the biggest promotion in your country, and you're one of the biggest promotions in the world. Why would you not stop, you know, and take care of your employees, WWE? And I just think...
I like that little statement.
With all due respect to AEW, this is what the fans have been waiting for, is New Japan to return. They've been waiting at least 2 months for them to come back. And I think if you're going to do it, now's the time to do it.
I mean, this just proves my point that there should be breaks in wrestling. Wrestling should have a holiday, just like all other
sports.
Concepts.
Yeah,
because it creates interest again when it starts up again. When it's 364 days a year, it's not special anymore.
I'm gonna watch that first show on Monday. I mean, I'm not gonna get up for it, but I will watch that first show.
Okay.
Just to see how they are. I'm not gonna be very judgmental on it, but I'm interested to see how they are, because you haven't wrestled in 3 months. That's going to be very interesting.
It's definitely going to be interesting.
Fro.
That's me.
You are our reality TV guy.
Yes.
How was Labor of Love?
I haven't seen it this week.
You haven't seen it? All
No,
right.
not yet.
So we're going to go spoiler-free this week on this one?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. That is fine. We will do that.
I don't know if he's gone or not.
Right. Well, if he
I'm going to guess that he isn't.
Right. All right. Well, we have other news to discuss because, I mean, my God, this was such a big week for news, bro. This is a big story, I feel. Major League Wrestling, we've talked about them time to time. They have signed a deal, a streaming service deal, that is not getting a lot of love. And I think this is a fantastic deal. Major League Wrestling, this was confirmed by PW Insider earlier this week, has signed a deal with sports streaming giant DAZN, D-A-Z-N, making
Never heard of it in my entire life.
making MLW the first professional wrestling property to stream on that platform. Now, because I heard Fro say he's never heard of it, I'll give you guys a little background on it. Basically, DAZN is a streaming service where they show mainly boxing and MMA.
Uh-huh.
They don't have UFC.
Would explain it.
Yeah.
Explain why I never seen it.
Well, because they have Bellator and they also have boxing fights.
The last MMA match I saw was when CM Punk lost.
Right.
So.
Now, a couple of details that I think are very important about this deal. First off, their TV episodes, Fusion, is going to be is already available for video on demand streaming. Also, one of their bigger events of 2019, the Opera Cup, is available right now. Once MLW resumes, according to a source close to this platform, they will stream live events for MLW. And they could also be doing pay-per-views there as well. Now, with this streaming service, I do want to give a little info on here. They have a monthly fee of $19.99 a month, or you could do the annual subscription fee of $99 a year, which is that's not a bad deal. But this next stat that I'm going to say, I think helps MLW more than anything. The Zone has 8 million subscribers globally, whereas the WWE Network has just a little over 1 million. So
this is MLW, right?
Yes.
Didn't they just have a contract for Selena?
Loretta?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is coming back. Yeah.
I saw that.
I mean, this is a big thing. I really feel that way.
And I get even more interested in this company because they have a contract on Selena. I love Selena.
I think here with the streaming deal, the fact that you have 8 million subscribers on this streaming service, not necessarily will all 8 million subscribers be watching this, but you're going to have those that are wrestling fans that are like, WWE's been kind of stale as of late. I want to try this MLW. Let's see, how good it is. And there will be people that will like it, and there will be some that don't like it.
Yeah.
And I think that is just going to help them so much in the long run that this could be the break they needed. Really could be the break they needed.
And also, I don't know why you're not more excited for Selena being back, but I am. She has gotten her. I read somewhere that she has acquired a promoting and managing license.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
So that's
the
interesting.
character is very interesting. I will say that.
I always liked her.
And she's young. She's like in her early 20s. So
Yeah.
it's going to be it's a good time, I think, right now for them as a whole.
And how long has she been gone? She's been gone for
since November.
Yeah.
From the previous pay-per-view.
Yeah. So are we going to talk about the rumors about Evolve?
Well, we will in a minute.
Okay.
But I want to bring up a story that you might not have heard about that involves one of your favorite people. Is we hear one of my nephews and my mom singing Rubber Ducky.
Mm-hmm.
If you can hear that in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I'm stalling for a little bit of time here while I find this story. Boop, boop, boo-doot, dee-doot. Okay.
AJ Styles said he doesn't respect CM Punk. That was funny.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Nope. They have had many feuds, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got different beliefs. You know, AJ's a Christian man, and Punk is just very outspoken. Which is, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no, definitely not.
But yeah, we will talk about Evolve momentarily. Okay, here we go.
Because they are almost bankrupt.
Almost.
And there are some very, very, very big rumors about who is going to buy them out.
Do you want to talk about that now, and then I'll save the other one after it?
No, come on.
Okay.
Tell me about something I haven't heard of.
This is about Tessa Blanchard.
Okay, what about Tessa?
Okay, so this week on Impact, they announced the main event for Slammiversary.
Right.
It is going to be a fatal 5-way for the Impact title. Tessa Blanchard is the champion. Michael Elgin, Eddie Edwards, Ace Austin, and Trey Miguel from the Rascals. That's your main event. That's a good main event. Looks good.
And I'm going to be so surprised if she doesn't contain it.
Well.
Oh no.
There's some problems.
Oh no, what has she done now?
Well, according to Fightful, reported that despite Blanchard being advertised for the show, she isn't playing along.
Whoa.
Things haven't been smooth sailing between her and Impact as of late.
Oh no.
Blanchard was asked to send in promos for the recent set of taping, but that just didn't happen. And to not be surprised if things didn't progress past that. Blanchard, as we all know, has been stuck in Mexico due to the pandemic. And the pay-per-view is July the 18th. So, if things don't come together, there's a very good chance Tessa's going to be stripped of the title.
Wow, Tessa, why don't you... okay, I like her as a wrestler. I am very, very happy I don't have to deal with her personality, because she seems like a total A word I'm not going to say on this podcast.
Okay, we'll keep it clean for this week.
Yes.
Yeah, well, remember back at the beginning of the year,
Yep.
when the weekend that she won the title, there had
I
been that
remember.
whole story of her
Yep.
using a racial slur and being a bully in the locker room. So, yeah, this isn't looking good for Tessa. So she's got between now and the 18th of July to get her crap together. Otherwise, not only do I think she's going to be stripped of the title, I think she's going to be out of a job. Alright, so let's talk about this story that Fro has brought up.
Evolve is almost bankrupt.
Yes, Evolve Wrestling. Now, Evolve Wrestling's been around for 10 years. Gabe Sapolsky's been a part of it from the very beginning. And for about the last 5 years or so, they've had this working agreement with WWE. Well, when WrestleMania weekend was canceled, Evolve was one of the more affected promotions because of this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was. I think I saw this in the Observer, and it was described as a catastrophic to the promotion or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There are some quote major financial issues, which is no secret. There had been talks of them selling their tape library and pretty much everything to WWE.
But
when asked,
there's a but. Yes.
There is a but.
Yeah, there is a big but.
And I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl
Can
wants to itty bitty waist to go in their tape, you get done. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But when asked, neither promotion would confirm or deny the story.
I think the biggest problem is their roster right now. Let's go and look at Evolve's roster while you read this.
Okay. It's a very small roster.
I'm going to guess nothing. Evolve.
I've got it up.
Where? What is their?
I'm on Wikipedia. Because
Wikipedia.
Yeah, because Evolve.
Yeah, they don't have a homepage, do they?
I don't think they do. Let me check real quick.
Okay. Male wrestler. Adrian Alanis. Well, that's not really true. He's not there anymore, is he?
Oh, actually, hold on. I think he is. Question mark.
Andrew Everett.
Yeah.
Anthony
Okay. Adrian
Green.
Alanis is. Okay, he's there.
Okay.
Okay.
And Andrew Everett, Anthony Green, Anthony Gutierrez, AR Fox, Ben Taggart, I know definitely is there. I think, isn't that the brother of the other Taggart?
Wait, who?
Brandon Taggart? I don't remember.
No.
Okay. Chris Dixon, Colby Carano is definitely there. Kurt Stallone.
Kurt Stallone is there.
Yeah. Davey Vega. Dom Garini. Eddie Kingston. Is Eddie there?
No.
Really? I didn't know that.
No. I think he's with the NWA right now.
Right. I thought so. Evan Bourne.
No.
No. This is according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, they're Wikipedia. I actually have the actual website up. Here, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
So we don't...
Oh, it's evolvewrestling.com. Okay, cool.
No, well, sort of. There we go. Because they actually have a couple people that are on WWE, like Austin Theory is on their roster page, and he's on Raw right
Yeah, that makes
And
absolutely
then
no
also
sense.
they have Alex Reynolds and John Silver, who are both in AEW.
Right.
Let's see. They also
Do you
have.
think? Do you think they have a working relationship with them?
No.
No.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Orange Cassidy's also on their roster page.
Yeah, this is so weird.
Yeah, they haven't updated this in a long time. And what's
Ela Fox, Brandy Lauren is there.
let's see. You mentioned Colby Carino.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, this is outdated. They should look into.
And they have a.
John Davis.
The thing is, they have a streaming service, and you would think that the streaming service would be helping them along, making some kind of profit.
But here was my point. I don't think they are very interested in selling their company name, and here is where I think pride comes and stop them, because I think it is more or less about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gabe is has had a very much big-headed, long-term thing. And I mean, I remember the glory days of all wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were on WWE more than other companies.
Mm-hmm.
But that working relationship didn't really work out for them. It didn't really sell the company. And right now, like, if you look at their page, it looks extremely amateurish. Is that a good word to use? And it's just like, I don't know if he's interested in selling the name, and WWE would not be interested just buying their library. That wouldn't be enough for them.
I mean, it's so weird, Fro, because I haven't received an email from Evolve since, like, April. And I'm just guessing, since April. And that's been a long, long time. I do wonder if either they are on a break, which is possible, they could be on a break, or if this is the end. We don't know. We can only guess at this point in time. If they sell their video library to WWE, they're going to have little to no problem as far as bringing up the content, because one of the things that Evolve has always been good about, I have felt, is they don't use music from, like, bands. Like with ECW.
Right.
If you watch ECW on the WWE Network, they have to edit out everybody's song because it is a, pop band. Where here, they're not going to have that problem. Plus,
I mean,
Plus, you can promote, hey, this is, we have the Evolve video library. You could see such stars as Apollo Crews and Dean Ambrose and Finley and all these guys that used to be there, and they're working in WWE now. So,
but that's mean. I mean, Evolve was used for a breeding ground for WWE before they got the Performance Center and things like that. And if you look at this page, you can see that their news are from the 2nd of April, then it's the 3rd of April, then it is the 12th of April. After the 12th of April, there's no update. And if you go on upcoming live events, it is Evolve Wrestling Live, June 12th and that is,
this weekend.
of course, Right. And that is, of course, postponed.
Right.
And then they sell their merchandise, and then there's on-demand products.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it is so incredible. Let's see. When was their last Twitter? Last tweet?
Oh,
their last
earlier this week.
tweet? Yeah.
But it wasn't about promoting their show. It was about like, oh, we got a battle of Evolve Eras on NXT.
Right. And it's like, no, it doesn't look good.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
I think what will happen is they either have to sell everything or go bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Because WWE is not interested, and we have seen that before, that they are not interested in just one part of the company.
Mm-hmm.
That was what was when TNA was almost sold to WWE. I don't know if people know this. TNA had their streaming service before the WWE had. And TNA was interested in selling everything but their company. Like, they wanted to sell their back catalog. And WWE said, no way. We need everything or we're not interested.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're in the position right now where, and I do think this is important, because slowly but surely the states here are opening back up.
Right.
Is Evolve willing to take a chance to say, hey, we're going to start shows back up, or we're going to wait till the new year, which is a big possibility. They could wait till the new year to start back up again, or they could just close entirely, which is very possible. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now, we've gone through the news, and my God,
well, not really, because I also saw that somebody got fired.
Oh no.
Chris DeJoseph reportedly fired from WWE after inappropriate comments during a Zoom call.
Let me look this up. I don't think I've heard this one yet.
Oh yeah, as noted, Chris DeJoseph was fired from his WWE creative job last month. It has been reported that Joseph was released after a backstage incident between him and chairman Vince McMahon. It was also reported that the decision to release Joseph stemmed from his behavior during multiple meetings.
Oh, geez.
In an update, the Wrestling Observer newsletter reported that Joseph was on a Zoom conference with senior president Stan Stansky and Kevin Moore when he was gotten into trouble over something he had said. There's no word on what Joseph said during the call, but there's reports that he said something he shouldn't, and according to some versions going around, his remarks came off Stansky and Moore in a bad way. Vince found out about what he said, and then made the decision to let him go.
Oh boy. Again, no one thinking what they're doing.
Now we can talk about the pay-per-view.
That's how the world is. Okay, so yes, we did have a pay-per-view this past Sunday. It was NXT Takeover in your house.
Oh, in my house?
Yeah.
Oh, I never made that joke during watching it. No,
yeah,
not like 10,000 times or something.
I think we've all made that joke at some point.
Oh, it was so funny. Oh, is it in your house? No, it's in my house.
Oh. All right. So we are going to discuss each of the matches. we have our grades. If you
Mm-hmm.
didn't listen to our Patreon review on Friday, which really, why haven't you? Patreon.com/That Wrestling Show. We're going to give our grades, and then we're also going to give the grades from, or ratings, from Meltzer, CBS Sports, and ESPN. So we start off with the 6-woman tag team match. Shotzi Blackheart, Mia Yim, and Tegan Knox against Dakota Kai, Rachel Gonzalez, and Candice LeRae. Hey, it was the opening match of the pay-per-view. What do you expect?
Hey, I was not interested in this match whatsoever.
You had a little bit of, a warming up process, and then it started to get going in the middle, and it really kept up towards the end. Yim and LeRae, they fought all the way to the back. Blackheart and Knox double-teamed Dakota Kai to get the win in this one. I gave this match a C+. You gave it a C-.
Yeah, I felt it was, like you said, a very slow beginning. I didn't think it was picking up as good as you think it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you gave it a plus and I a minus. I do think the ending was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah, definitely a C-.
Okay. Meltzer gave this 3.25 star. CBS Sports gave it a B-. ESPN gave it 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Next match was Finn Balor against Damian Priest. This was a good match. I mean, there's nothing really to complain. This show, there really wasn't much to complain about.
I mean, it wasn't the last show we watched before this, so
True, that's true.
everything. Yeah, I mean, this was definitely better than the AEW show.
Which is surprising to say, because AEW
I know.
has good shows.
I know.
I liked how this match was not big man versus little man. They treated both equally the same, which really got me into the match. The ending I really liked because Priest was going to hit the Razor's Edge onto the steel steps with Balor. Balor got out of there. He hits a running drop kick. Priest takes the sick bump back first into the exposed steel steps. And Balor just took it from there, hit him with a series of coup de grace to get the win. I gave it a C+. You gave it a C.
Yeah, I think the wrong person went over. I said this in the other podcast that we did on Patreon, that there is something where I think they should use Balor in a different way. I think they should use him better to get people over, and I don't think he was used in the right way here. That's my personal opinion. I don't think he needs to be as big as he is in NXT, and I kind of am fed up with it already.
Meltzer gave this 3.75 stars. CBS Sports gave it a B. ESPN gave it a 4 out of 5. Next match is for the NXT North American title. Johnny Gargano challenging Keith Lee for the title. Again, the momentum kept going, I felt. This was another good match. I think this one was a lot better than the first 2 matches that we had.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good, even match. We did get the spot where Gargano got pounced through the plexiglass, and I guess that answered our question, Fro, of why there were security railings around ringside, because they needed that for the plexiglass spot.
we were like, why is there plexiglass there? That's weird.
Well, I think it was more of the guardrails than the plexiglass. We figured the plexiglass was sort of okay. They don't want to, but LeRae came out, Mia Yim came out. They continued fighting. Keith Lee was trying to get the advantage. Gargano had a key. How many times do you ever hear that in the wrestling podcast? To get the advantage in the eyes. He tries 3 times to pin Lee, can't do it. Keith Lee hits 2 spirit bombs and then finishes it up with a jackhammer to retain the North American title. An enjoyable match.
Definitely.
I gave this a B. You gave it a B-.
Yep.
Meltzer gave this 3.5 stars. CBS Sports gave it a B. ESPN gave it 4.25 out of 5. Then came the NXT title. Wait, what? Yep, you heard that right. The NXT title was the next match.
I was 100% sure that it was going to be the main event, but it was very... yeah, but it was very smart having it here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me. Adam Cole against Velveteen Dream in a backlot brawl. You could tell, I think, to a degree that this was recorded. Couple of spots to mention. They are fighting. A van comes in. They go into the van, and then they go out of the van, still fighting. The van just drives away for no reason. It came for no reason. Then they go into the Full Sail stage, and we had the fire extinguisher go off. Then they attempt to go back in the ring, but one pulls a ladder out. Ladder gets used. Adam Cole goes back first onto a car, breaking a window shield. Strong and Fish try to get involved, but all of a sudden Dexter's Laboratory comes out. That's Dexter Loomis's name for me because I can never remember his last name.
Mm-hmm.
And he commits a crime because he kidnaps Strong and Fish, puts them in the back of a trunk, and drives off with them in the trunk of the car.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it very much.
Then Velveteen Dream sets Cole up on a chair, hits the Purple Rainmaker elbow drop to only get a 2 count. And then Dream talks to Cole, which is his mistake because Cole hits a low blow. And then the Panama Sunrise to get the 3 count to retain the NXT title, which means Velveteen Dream cannot get another shot at the NXT title as long as Adam Cole is the champion. I gave this a B+. You gave it an A-.
I really, really like this match. I think this was one of my favorite matches of the night.
Meltzer did not rate this match. Probably.
Why?
Well, it was one of those theater, like movie matches.
Oh, he hates those.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he, he didn't...
Well, to be fair, he didn't give a grade for the Stadium Stampede.
I know, but it's like...
I know. No, I agree with you. You're supposed, you're a reviewer, a reporter, and you're supposed to give a grade here, I feel, for these type of matches.
Yeah. It feels silly.
Okay, honestly, Fro, in the years that you and I have done reviews and we've given grades, I think we could count on our 2 hands the number of times we did not give a grade to a match.
I can remember what matches it was even.
I still have my notepads of the matches we didn't give grades to. That's how many. That's how long we've been doing this, folks.
How many? What match? Tell the audience that are listening that are new.
Well, the first one that comes to mind was Great Balls of Fire. And there was a match after the ambulance match where Braun Strowman was driven into, like, a truck.
Yep.
That was one. I think we didn't grade a match from Bound for Glory one year.
Bound for Glory, yeah.
I think there might have been another match at a major WWE pay-per-view we didn't give a grade to.
Yeah. WrestleMania one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very few, guys.
I think it was the match between Sheamus and
there's been a few we didn't give a grade to.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I think so. It's very few. Let's just say that.
Wasn't that the match where he got kissed and then got pinned?
Oh God, that was like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
We didn't grade that. Well, we weren't even in that stage yet of that. Oh my God.
That's an awful match.
Okay, so to hear what the other experts, quote unquote, say, CBS Sports gave it a C. ESPN gave it 2 3/4 out of 5.
Yeah.
This next match I really enjoyed. Yes, it was short, but my God, I enjoyed this match. Tommaso Ciampa versus Karrion Kross. This match was the perfect length of time. And it gave both men the opportunity here. This was just a fight. It wasn't a wrestling match. It was a fight. That's what it was. And it was just a back and forth fight. Scarlett didn't get involved. It was just Kross and Ciampa battling each other out, sort of saying, okay, we're going to see who the better man is. They fight. And Kross puts in like a choke sleeper submission. Ciampa passes out. Karrion Kross got the win. This is the only match where we both gave an exact same grade on this one. We both gave it a B+. Just because...
Oh, yeah.
And I'll speak on behalf of the both of us here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both gave this the same grade because it was what it was supposed to be. It was a fight.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was supposed to be.
Yep.
And the shortness of the match actually helped this more than it hurt it. Yep. Which is very surprising to say.
Could not agree more. No, I mean you say everything I wanted to say. There is something said when things are perfectly long.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
Wow.
Yep.
Meltzer gave this 2 1/4 stars. CBS Sports is on our boat. They gave it a B+. And ESPN gave it 2.5 out of 5. Interesting.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Interesting.
And then we go to the main event. And I've talked to other people. And pretty much they gave the same agreement to what you said the other day. This main event was the right match to be the main event.
Oh, definitely.
A triple threat match for the NXT Women's title. Charlotte Flair defending against Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai. Unbelievable match. This was the best match of the pay-per-view. Go out of your way if you have not seen this match yet. It is worth the time.
And it also proves one of my very hard-earned theories that if Charlotte Flair actually cares about the match, it is a good match.
And this is a very good match.
Yeah, because she cared. Like she was there to give us a show, and I think that has a lot of to say.
And you know
I do
what it
think
is
so.
with this match, before we get into some of the details of it. And I never really thought about it till now.
Okay.
You had 3 wrestlers with 3 different styles of wrestling. Charlotte is your ground wrestler, your technical wrestler. Rhea Ripley is your brawler. Io Shirai is your high flyer. And if you get the right mix of 3 people like that, and if they have the chemistry, which they obviously did, they could pull off a good match. And they did.
Mm.
It's a good match, a very good match. They fight, they do wrestle in the ring for a bit. They do go fight on the outside. Io Shirai gets sent through the giant in-your-house window. By the way, we forgot to mention they had the original in-your-house set for the pay-per-view, so that gives it a thumbs up for me. Charlotte and Rhea at one point are fighting with a pot plant. Io jumps from the roof of the house to hit a cross-body block, which looked amazing. It was amazing looking. And then we get the end of the match. Charlotte gets a Singapore kendo stick, whatever you want to call it. She hits both women with it. Now, this is a triple threat match. It's no disqualification. Charlotte hits Ripley with a spear. Then she sets up, puts the figure 4 on, then gets it into the figure 8. While Ripley is in this, Io climbs the top rope, hits a moonsault onto Ripley, pins Ripley while Charlotte is stuck in the figure 8. 1, 2, 3. Io Shirai wins the NXT Women's title. I really thought Charlotte was going to keep it. I think you and I both agreed that we thought she would.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing match, a very good ending. The right person went over at the end. She gets the streamers, the confetti celebration. Easily the best match of the show. I gave it an A-. You gave it an A.
Definitely. I just, like I said, I enjoy it when people show up and show that they care.
Mm-hmm.
And she showed up and she showed us that she cared.
Well, I'm gonna agree with Jim for something that he has said on a few occasions to me, both on air and off air, and that is Charlotte in WWE is among the 5 best women's wrestlers they've got. I think she's number 1, but if you're talking top 5, you got a good case for Charlotte being in the top 5.
I think she's in my top 10, but I don't think she's in my top 5.
Right. Okay, so I gave it an A-. You gave it an A. Meltzer gave it 4.25 stars.
Nice.
CBS Sports gave it an A-. ESPN gave it 4.25 out of 5. Excuse me. So let's go now to our Facebook group and see what they thought of the show as a whole. The majority of the people who voted gave this show a B grade. Some people gave it an A, and a couple people gave this an F.
Ooh.
Wow, I would like to know where the F comes from on this
It was F for Fro.
one. Maybe. What grade would you give this show?
Oh, a B. Definitely a B.
I'm gonna go with the majority. I'm gonna go with a B on this one. I think the women's main event, the North America title match, which is actually an overlooked match on this show, and the Ciampa Cross match really, for me, gets the show over.
Mm.
It really does. There's not a terrible match on this show.
Oh, definitely not.
Like my worst grade is 2 C pluses. Your worst
Mhm.
grade is a C minus. I think that says
Yeah.
something about this show.
I mean, there were some matches in the pay-per-view before that got like an F and things like that. So.
Yeah, actually, let me. I think I still have that here. I gotta go through my notes that I've.
But yeah, no, this was definitely better than AEW, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean, we had for Double or Nothing this year. We had B's and 1 F.
Yeah.
So that's saying something right there. Favorite match from this show? It is actually a 3-way tie between the final 3 matches of the pay-per-view.
I can see that.
I could too, but I think you and I were on the same boat. The main event was the best match.
The main event was definitely the best.
So that's gonna be what we give it to. Well, that's gonna do it for the show this week. We got no other. Wait, we got another one.
I kind of wish that we didn't have this pay-per-view, but that's me.
I wish it wasn't this weekend.
Sorry?
I wish it wasn't this weekend.
That's also true.
I stole one of Fro's jokes for once. Oh, the show's over, but no. It is Backlash. It is this Sunday night.
With the greatest match of all time.
The greatest wrestling match of all time is going to take place this week.
Do you know what? I'm going to premise this by saying this. If the match doesn't get me to an A at least, I will automatically give it an F. And I will give you the reason why. They have promoted this match as the greatest of all time.
They have.
And they have to prove that by having a heck out of a match that I think is amazing. So if this match doesn't get an A or better from me, I will automatically give it an F.
Hey, Fro. What if I tell you something about this match that could lean you towards the F grade?
Okay.
The match has already been recorded.
I don't really care.
Okay. It was worth a try. I was actually trying to piss you off on that one. Okay.
I don't really care.
So we're gonna make our predictions for each match that is, as of right now, announced. There could be a match or 2 announced on SmackDown, but we don't really care. So let's go through it. We start with Apollo Crews defending the United States title against Andrade.
Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo just won the title. I think Apollo's going to win it. I think he's going to keep it. Next match is a triple threat match for the women's tag team titles. Sasha and Bayley will defend against the Iconics and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
This is actually my sneaker for probably the match I am looking forward to the most. I like all of them. I'm not very huge on Bayley, but I think she's very good in that team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we will have a title change.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah, they have had it for pretty long, haven't they?
It for a week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who did they win it from?
Bliss and Cross.
Oh, that's right. I always forgot that they have the title. Yes, okay. There will not be a title change here. But if there was, it would be the Iconics.
I'm going to say the champs stay the champs.
Yeah, me too. I was sure they were the champions. That's how little I follow the promotion.
That's how sad the women's tag team division is.
Unfortunately.
Oh, by the way...
Like, didn't they have a match at WrestleMania, though? Didn't they win at WrestleMania?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, coming up, you're going to get my surprise, shocking pick of the year on this pay-per-view in just a little bit. What match will it be? Find out. Everyone is looking forward to this next match. Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus.
Nobody's looking forward to that.
That's why I said everybody's looking forward to this match.
You know what? It's two wrestlers I just don't give two fucks about. Let's see. It's for nothing, right?
It is for nothing.
It depends who wins tonight, I guess.
Well, it depends on how that urine test goes tonight on SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. That's right. It's Sheamus' first pay-per-view back, isn't it?
Yeah. He has not had a pay-per-view. Yeah, he hasn't had a pay-per-view match. Well, he was on a kickoff show, but we don't count that.
That doesn't really count.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Sheamus just because.
I'm going to agree with you. I think Sheamus is going to win this.
I really don't care, though.
Alright. Next up, Asuka defends the Raw Women's title against Nia Jax, a.k.a. the safest wrestler to work with.
Yeah. I mean, then I could. This is something I could bet my PlayStation, TV, house, car if I had one, everything on that it will be Asuka. I mean, they need Asuka to win. Yeah.
Now let me ask you.
There is absolutely no reason for the other one to win.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Mm.
Charlotte is not scheduled to be on this, or as of right now, looking at the card.
Right. Yes.
She beat Asuka in the non-title match this Monday night.
I know. Yes.
Could she put herself into this match?
No.
No? All right, just a thought.
She could come out and disturb her in a way that Asuka loses. Mm-hmm. That's the only way I could see her doing it, but I don't think that will happen just because they need Asuka to win because she has the briefcase.
Well, she has the title. So.
Right. Or
yeah,
title.
I'll say Asuka wins.
I mean, why would they let the title holder lose in a non-title match?
No, this is for the title.
Oh, it's for the title as well? Oh, okay, then I'm even more sure that she will win.
Okay. Then we have a handicap match for the Universal title. Braun Strowman defending against The Miz and John Morrison. Oh my God. This might be the worst card of the year.
Oh my God. I am really looking forward to this match. I am not kidding you. I don't know why, but I'm really, really looking forward to this. I am going to say that Braun Strowman wins, and I'm very sure on that as well.
I would bet. Okay, what did you put on the line for one of your matches? You put up like your TV, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna put up my parents' TV in their bedroom for this match.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman will win this match, and if he doesn't win this match, someone is gonna get my parents' TV.
Me. But no, it's just like it's very obvious. I'm actually looking forward to this match. I don't know why it's
how much is shipping to Norway? Do you know?
More than the TV, probably.
That's probably true. All right.
Yeah.
WWE title. Drew McIntyre defending against Bobby Lashley.
If Bobby Lashley wins, I will walk from here to your home.
So you're saying Drew?
Yeah.
Fro?
Yeah.
This is my shocking pick of the year. You better get your walking shoes ready. Bobby Lashley winning the WWE title.
Oh my God. You crazy, crazy, crazy man.
I might be, but think about it.
No.
If he wins the title.
No! I don't want Bobby Lashley to be the title holder in anything. I hate Bobby Lashley.
But he has a legit mouthpiece to do his promos in MVP.
That's true. But no. Oh. Nope.
This is our only match we have disagreed on, and it's this one.
Never ever going to happen.
Alright. And then, the main event, the greatest wrestling match ever. Edge versus Randy Orton. This is going to go down in the history books. It's the greatest wrestling match that has ever taken place. You're going to tell your kids, you're going to tell your grandkids, you're going to tell your great-grandkids that you saw the greatest wrestling match of all time, Edge versus Randy Orton. The whole world is waiting for our pick.
Who wins? I really, really don't care.
That is not a choice.
You go first.
All right. This, to me, comes down to one thing.
Okay.
If they do a third match, this has to be evened up. I think there's going to be a third match. Randy Orton is going to win this match.
Twice in a lifetime.
Yeah, twice in a lifetime.
I'm going to disagree with you just because. That's why.
Okay. So we disagree on the two big matches, but agree on everything else.
Not bad.
Not bad. No, not bad at all.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah. Yeah, you have a point, though. Do you think any of the matches will be live?
I don't know.
Everything but the main event, maybe?
I don't know. I'd like to think there could be, but...
Yeah, because they taped it after NXT, right?
Yeah.
Probably nothing then.
So basically, we'll just be watching a taped pay-per-view, you know.
It depends. At least there will be that freaking fan there. Very big fan.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes, and overall, I think it's going to be even more interesting the reaction of the people after this event ends. So.
But do you think it is the worst card they have ever had? Really?
I don't think it's the worst card they've ever had. I think this year it's the worst card they've had.
I don't know if I agree with that, to be honest.
Yeah. It's just outside of Edge and Orton and the WWE title match. There's not one match that interests me, which is a shame because I want
Really? The three-way?
No.
The three-way will be... Well, I think the three-way will be good, though.
And, like, some of these matches, like Cruz and Andrade, had that a few weeks ago.
Right. No, that's not interesting. But I think the three-way will be interesting.
So I don't know.
I mean, the Iconics are a very good wrestling team.
Oh
And
no, I'm not taking anything away from them. You know,
right.
not taking anything away from them or the other women. I just am not interested in the match.
Yeah.
But it could end up being a good match. It could. We'll just have to wait and see what ends up happening, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to call it a show for this week, but we are going to do our plugs because we love to plug everything. So if you have any questions or comments, send an email, wrestlingman@thatwrestlingshow.com. Follow the show on Twitter at WrestlingShow11. Follow us on Instagram. It is That Wrestling Show. Join the Facebook group. It is That Wrestling Show fan group. You type that in the search bar. You are right there. And if you can't find us, it's okay. I post the link in the description of each and every episode so you guys can copy and paste. And also visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/That Wrestling Show. If you like what you hear every week, check out some of our extras that we do. And, you know, if you like the extras, you can sign up and pledge. It's that simple.
Because extra means more.
Yes, it does. It really does.
I didn't see that from anybody.
Mm-hmm. So
because that's something nobody has said on a podcast before. Extra is more. I have never heard that being said somewhere. No.
Okay, Fro. So, Fro, what did you and Luke discuss this week on Another Digital Citizen?
Well, do you know what Pastafarianism is?
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, you have heard of the Flying Spaghetti Monster?
Yeah, I've heard of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Yeah. So we talk about Pastafarianism and the Flying Spaghetti Monster and what it is really all about.
Okay.
It was a very fun main topic.
Oh.
Very... Next week we will be our worst and best toys. What's your number one favorite toy of all time?
Oh my god.
And worst?
Oh god. Oh my god.
I'm really
number one
setting
toy of all time.
Yeah.
Oh
man. I will tell the audience that the Slinky is either on my best or worst list.
My number one favorite toy. I'd have to say my stuffed animals. I loved my stuffed animals.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
My least favorite would be the remote control cars because I could never get them to work.
I remember I'm a child of the 90s. I remember them when they had this like so there was electricity in the rails, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the cars had this like cover kind of like lightning cable down to the tracks. So every time you push the button, the cars like went in the rails.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, the more you used it, the more hard it got, because this like thing that was from the car and down to the rails, that got very dusty, and it also got used over time. So you could use it like maximum of 10 times before it was totally unusable, because there was no electricity going from the rails up to the car. Stupid toy. You stupid toy. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's plug other podcasts that we like to listen to, or at least I like to listen to. our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah, I don't listen to any of them.
Well, you know.
I do listen to some of them.
Okay. With Joe
Yeah.
Murata and Michael Quinn, they take you through the world of retro wrestling the best way possible. This week, it is their season finale, and they finish up their fresh perspective on wrestling in general. Plus, it is a week of the royal flush of the worst WWF Tag Team Champions of all time, and there's a special someone that makes a guest appearance on it, and it's not me. You're not gonna believe who it is. If I tell you, they might find me and they might kill me. They're both from New Jersey, so you know I don't want to be swimming with the fishes, folks. And also, they review WWF Superstars, the music video.
Oh, ugh.
Boy, that was such a thrill. I might have to pop that tape in again and just watch it. Now, also, because we are such good friends with OVP, they're the only show that we plug their Patreon page. Because if you sign up for their top tier right now, which is $5, you get, right now, their review of one of the most important wrestling events of my life, and the event that made me a wrestling fan, WrestleMania 6.
By the way, the answer to worst wrestling theme of all time is the Ding Dongs.
Is who?
The Ding Dongs?
Oh, the Ding Dong. Actually, real quick, I'll tell you this story because I heard this at a shoot interview once with Jim Cornette because Jim Herd had these ideas of tag teams, and Jim Herd had this idea of, why don't we have a tag team of hunchbacks, and they could never get pinned, they could never lose. And then Ole Anderson asks, well, what if I got him in a submission move and I beat him that way? And Hurt's like, F you asshole. So the hunchbacks never happened.
Second on my list, Fake Razor and Fake Diesel. That was awful.
Well, check out our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast, and their Patreon, WrestleMania 6. I'm not even done with their review yet, and it's already amazing. That's how great it is. Now, if you want your podcast hosted by one individual who just talks.
And he's very funny.
And he is funny. Check out...
Greetings from Allentown.
Hosted by PW, Peter Winston, he watches one episode of wrestling each week in his own unique perspective. This week, he watches an episode of World Championship Wrestling from May 20th, 1989, which features a very good match between Terry Funk and a young Eddie Guerrero. I've actually seen that match. That is a good match.
I have a question for you that is not related to wrestling.
Okay.
What film do you most regret watching?
Ooh.
Someone asked me that, and I think I have my answer. I think my answer is probably, and this is going to be very, like, what, really? But I think Dirty Grandpa.
No, I can see your point. I mean, Aubrey Plaza is a babe, you know.
Oh, she is. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Frozen. There, I said it.
Oh, the cold doesn't bother me anyway.
Yeah, that uppity bitch. Anyway, also check out Juice Pro Wrestling. This week, they have a very fun episode because they have, as their guest, former referee of so many places, former manager of Rob Van Dam and Sabu, Mr. Bill Alfonso. If you are an ECW fan, check him out on Juice Pro Wrestling. Also check out The Road Home from Wrestling with our pal Drusifer Jones. 2 episodes this week. They review NXT TakeOver in Your House, and they review Halloween Havoc 1997. I've never seen the show as a whole. I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never seen the whole show. So check it out. Shane!
Douglas!
What? I'm talking about Shane. That's the movie that Amy and Paul discussed this week on Unspooled, where they watch each and every movie from AFI's list of the 100 greatest movies of all time, the 2007 edition.
Shane?
Yeah, it's a Western.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Interesting. Also check out Last Stop Penn Station with Carrie Silkin and Ian Riccaboni. You go into the life of Carrie Silkin, who's led just an amazing, interesting life. And this week, he is going to talk about one of my all-time favorite people in the history of pro wrestling, the one and only sweet and sour Larry Sweeney. I could tell you, Larry Sweeney was the man back in the day. He will always be one of my all-time favorites. I'm sure there are fantastic stories that Carrie is going to talk about with Larry Sweeney. That is on Last Stop Penn Station. Now, I have a new podcast to plug. And this is coming from the recommendation of Jim. I actually listened to this, and it's really, really good. If you are a Disney fan, which I'm sure a lot of us are, and if you have Disney Plus, there is a podcast called The Castle Vault, where 2 Disney fans watch, in order, each and every Disney animated movie that is on Disney Plus. Right now, they have up for this week them reviewing The Little Mermaid. And I'm actually, Fro, in the position of I'm going backwards. I'm actually starting from episode 1, and I'm going to go all my way to catch up to it. So I'm currently listening to Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. I haven't seen that movie in a long, long time, and their review is very interesting. Check that out. It is The Castle Vault. We're almost done, Fro. This week on Sharks Pond, a South Park podcast, I review Free Willsiak. Remember that one, Fro?
No.
Ooh. Once you listen to it, I think you'll remember. And because this Sunday is Backlash, myself, and Jim Boy Star, we review Backlash 2000 with our special guest Ted, as we review that show, and we see if those matches are the greatest matches of all time. And I do want to plug, I made a guest appearance this week for a brand new podcast that Jim is starting. It's going to be a once-a-month podcast called WW Free, where, because of the new free subscription option of the network, we're going to do a watch-along of one show per month of an event on the WWE network. For this first one, because, we're in Backlash fever, Backlash 2003 is what we watched. So, check that out. Okay, next week, we will review Backlash 2020, and we will see if the greatest wrestling match ever holds up to its title.
I'm going to guess no.
Yeah, I'm going to say no as well. Plus, we'll have some wrestling news and a whole lot more. And I actually have an announcement that I will be making next week concerning one of our friends of the show.
Ooh.
I can't tell you right now, but I'll tell you what it is next week. So on that note, everybody have a good, safe weekend. Enjoy Backlash if you're going to watch it. And
Or don't.
Or not. You might not. And if you don't, have fun doing whatever you want to do this weekend. And come back next week for another episode of That Wrestling Show, a podcast where all pro wrestling matters. As always,
I think 75 Fahrenheit is too hot in Norway.
Actually, that's pretty cool for 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know. That's just
It's too hot.
wrestle on.
Wrestle on.